We don't condone the use of any illegal substance or any illegal activity. This video is intended for instructional and educational purpose only. Watch at your own risk. Viewer discretion is advised.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
In the garden where the green leaves sway, see bunnies rolling up, we light it our way. Mr. Guinness got the bongs, we puffin' all night. Talking cultivation, yeah, we're feeling alright. Light it up, feel the vibe, let it be known. Garden cultivation network, we on the scene. Rolling that green, living out the dream. Chatting about the strains, how to plan it right. Join us every week, yeah, we light up the night. Wednesday to Friday, we keep it alive. Cannabis talks, everybody's feeling high. Sharing secrets of the grow, it's a sacred art. In this cultivation game, you gotta play your part. Keep it real, keep it tight, watch the plants grow. Garden cultivation network, we on the scene. Rolling that green, living out the dream. Chatting about the strains, how to plan it right. Join us every week, yeah, we light up the night.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Yes, it is a happy
Feels like
Wednesday.
it feels like it's been a while.
It has been a while. I don't think we've done a Wednesday show in a month.
No, and this is our first Wednesday of 2026, so our first episode of the year.
Hell yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah, I think our last guest, if I remember correctly, was the Fresh Princess. And that was going back now at least 3 weeks ago because we didn't do we didn't do a show on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, and and we canceled our last show because he was unavailable.
Yes.
So yeah,
it
it
is
has
great
been.
to be back. And if you missed any of last year's episode, you could always head on over to Spotify under Garden Cultivation Network. Or you could just go back and rewatch them.
They're all on YouTube. Only our interviews are over on Spotify though. We haven't put our Friday night shows over there. We keep that just as interviews, and YouTube is everything. So yes. Feels good to be back. I know we've been here for the Friday nights, but I've been missing the Wednesday night. Good to see everybody in the chat. Thanks everybody for being here. It's always good to see the familiar faces.
Yes, we got a lot of support. We also got a lot of people who have shout out other people that they would love to see on the show. So we're excited to reach out to a few of them and get them on. And if there's anybody you would like to see, definitely reach out to one of us and we will do our best to make it happen.
Absolutely. And Bunny put a post out on Instagram on our Garden Cultivation Network Instagram page asking people and asking if anybody wants to see specific people or whatnot. And we've had a few requests and we have reached out to some of those people so far, and some of them have said yes. So stay tuned. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I don't really have anything else. What about you?
No, I don't think so. So yeah, just a reminder, we do our Show Your Grows on Friday. If you are new here, we do it every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, where you could come onto the show and show us what you have growing on.
At 9 p.m. Show what you grow. For show. Hell yeah. All right. Well, we're starting off 2026 with a bang. We got an awesome dude hanging out in the background right now. Somebody that I've known for a long time. I think we were just talking about this in the background. The first time he went live was with myself and previous members of HGTC. And that was going back like at least 3 years ago.
Yes.
So it's good to have him back. It's been a while. So it's going to be fun. We got Mr. Defiant Seed in the house.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy
Welcome.
Wednesday.
How's it going?
It's going good. Right on. Yeah.
Be
Hell yeah.
defiant.
Gotta be defiant.
Right.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. So how you been?
Good. Good as can
Doing
be.
good. Nice.
Here to breathe another day. So, and I'm on your show, so it's doing great.
Hell yeah. It's always good when you wake up and take your first breath of the day.
Right. Yeah. Well, oh,
It's
made
gonna be
one
a good
more.
day. That's
It's
right.
going to be a
That's
great
right.
day. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
for
So
those who
for
don't know who you are, which I'm sure most people in the chat do, can you give a brief introduction on who you are and what Defiant stands for?
Sure. My name is actually Joe. Most everybody does call me Defiant due to the Defiant seed. The Defiant seed was started out of kind of I didn't know what to do with myself at the time, and I had been growing, and my wife suggested I, go to IG and start posting and share some of what I do, and the name came out of what the seed is, out of what the plant is, what the people are from the past that have been preserving it. You know, it stood the test of time, and right now
yeah.
it's always fighting. Even today, we see like with what's going on with the laws. It's
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
you know, so it still
Yeah.
stands
Exactly.
defiant. So that's right there. I was like, this
I
is a
like
perfect
that.
name for this plant. So
Yeah. That's cool actually. I didn't know that before. That's
yeah,
actually I like that. It actually
I
sounds
had
like
a
you
little
put a
header
lot of
post.
thought into that, to be honest with you. Like it just kind of makes sense with the stigma behind this plant.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I like that. So what was it that like obviously you were growing beforehand. You didn't just start breeding, I assume. I mean, maybe you did, but what was it that kind of turned over that leaf? Like what was it that was like, you know what? I'm gonna start breeding.
So, like many of us, I grew up with family in a regular family garden, but I also have family that's all older than me. I'm like the youngest of eight, and there's like a gap of 8 years between me and the next one. And so I've always been around it. They smoked, friends of theirs smoked, and then eventually, I smoked. But
Yeah.
growing, I was even helping plant plants with a brother. We'd go fishing, and we'd gather cow patties, cutting through fields, going to fishing spots, and he, help mix up the soil and stuff. And then I'd go fishing while he did whatever, and then come
Right.
back. So yeah, I didn't really know what was going on. So eventually, I did as I grew up. I knew a little more about it, and of course smoked.
Mhm.
And then it wasn't actually till I didn't really grow until like the later '80s, in my later teens. And my first closet grow was like in '87. Dating
Damn.
myself because it was in the cold winter, and actually things were down. I was down, like kind of depressed with everything, and
Yeah.
had had a bag of weed. That was what was keeping me going at the time, smoking, staying high. And there was some seeds in it, and like many people, I'm like, I'm gonna go back, try and grow this. And of course the
Yep.
plant, I had it in a tray. I probably knew better too, just come from the background, but it didn't happen at the time. I'm like, I gotta trade some soil.
Yeah.
Plant grew to like 3 inches tall, and that was it. And I'm like, okay, now I got this. Something else. I got to do something here. So then, that's took off from growing there, and then uh, all the magazines started grabbing magazines, of course, and reading about it. And of course, then they talked about indoor and hydroponics and stuff that I started running into. I'm like, I'm going to try that. And then I had friends that were getting into it, that come around, and we got into it, and then that started, and some friends of the family grew and would always like drop off, for deliveries.
Right.
So, so this person that would do that, you know, always had like some of the best weed. I mean, it was always clean. You never had seeds in it, And a few I found, I was like trying to grow, and he was one of those people that was cool, but you also were very careful around him. One of those type.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
I've known a few of those in my day for sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you just know you're careful around him. But he was a
Yeah.
super cool dude, and I had told him, hey, I tried growing some of these things. Oh, you're not going to get those to grow. They've been treated, and I had no idea what any of that really meant at the time. And but later he's like, hey, I'll get you some of those. Before he left, he was like, I'll get you some of those. You can grow. And I didn't see him for almost almost a year, a few months. And out of the blue, I was with friends, and he gave me the seeds outside the store we were at. I just happened to run into him, and he's like, hey, why don't you come by up the house? And he was the first one that actually introduced me to making crosses, with the plants and stuff. And so I got into it from there. I had made a couple because I didn't, I didn't know what I was doing with the crosses. I had made some seeds, right? Just
Yeah.
because on accident, the plants outside was growing, did it. And I made one of my first crosses that way with some help. And then from there, it kind of, you know, snowballed a little bit. Then I started reading more about that. So that's how I got
Nice.
into that originally. And then I smoked, for years, and then stopped due to, jobs and other things that happen in life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
life
I
in
didn't,
While
general.
you're still while
yeah.
you're still kind of on the topic of the crosses, Crimson wants to know what your favorite cross that you've made yet. Oh, what is your favorite cross
You
you
haven't.
haven't made yet?
Oh,
Something
haven't?
you're itching to create, something that you want to make someday.
I have quite a few I've already like staged for crossing due to we had the legal grow, that's what kind of got me back into this. Um, but the Lebanese plants I would like to work those more. And
Okay.
they're very old. They're old plants. I mean, old seed stock genetics. So probably something with those, some crosses with those. I don't know what I would mix with it, but I keep bringing those back to myself. I've made more of the seed to keep the stock going, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's something I'd like to work more and look through someday.
Nice. Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I know some of the ones that I know, or well, some of the ones that I have actually are the red diesel Oaxacan, which is funny because Sly is actually the one that told me how the hell to say that word.
Oaxaca,
'Cause
yeah,
I said it on his show one time. I said, "Yeah, I got the Oaxacan." And
yep,
he's like, "You mean the Oaxacan?" And I was like, "Well, no, that's not what it says." He's like, "Yes, it does. Trust me."
yeah, yeah,
The the red diesel Oaxacan, BC, and then Lebanese 2 crossed with Oaxacan. Those are the
yep,
ones that I have. But those are
yep,
ones that I see a lot on your Instagram page that a lot of other people have grown as well.
right.
So,
So yeah, those came out of just some of what I was sharing about breeding, and the Oaxacan is one I wanted to save. I only had the one seed of it. I didn't know it was going to be
mhm,
male or female, but um, luckily it was a female, so I was able to reverse one of the limbs and then started cloning it and reversing those and crossing it back. But I pre-planned the cross to other plants. The red diesel was actually by Barney's farm. It's New York City
I looked
diesel by some type of orange,
orange,
California, yeah,
uh,
skunk or something.
I looked this up earlier because I'm about to grow that one as well, so
Yeah.
I
So,
was
and
trying
I
to figure out
know
what it was.
it's how it looks and everything, 'cause from previously growing it, and I was like, these will make a great cross. This will work really well with this.
Yeah.
And
I love
so
anything
yeah, so
with
that's how
diesel in
those
it.
those came about. And so they weren't like they're pretty stable F1. Each one of those are pretty
Nice.
stable, but F2s are gonna be crazy. But yeah, as far as like compatible, as far as like very common looking traits, the leaf structure, the plant structure, the
Like from
candelabra
plant to
look to
plant, you
it.
mean?
Yeah, they match up really well. So it was going to be a good cross. I knew that. And that's
Nice.
the reason I have those, just to share. That way everybody's seen where they came from. They can go back and look at the parent plants,
Yeah.
and any description about it they want to know.
Yeah.
BC was
That's
not.
one
That
thing
was
that I
actually
love
done
about
for.
that's one thing that I
Oh,
love about Instagram when you're growing people's stuff from the community like yourself, you can go back and see your
right. Yeah.
stuff. You can see other people that have grown it. That's one thing that I really absolutely love about these platforms is when it comes to growing other people's stuff, you get to see a multitude of different varieties of that strain, which is
Right.
super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
The work that goes into it too.
Yeah. Yeah, you get to see how much work that person actually did put into it, you know what I mean? Because if
Yeah.
you're thrilled about it. You know, if you love what you're doing, you're sharing that. Like you're trying to show people, like, look at all the hard work I'm doing on these plants over here. Like this is my life. This is what I love.
Yeah.
So it's cool to
And that's
see that.
another thing, sharing for the most part, a lot of the seed I just gave away because, I'd rather do that than, I mean, yeah, if I can make a buck here and there, great, and that was
Yeah.
the idea behind like the clothing line and the brand, of the Defiant seed. But even that, like you're saying with the plants, it sucks that some of the, some of the pages were taken down. You lose all that work, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Oh, yeah.
luckily, I've been fortunate. Only once was the page hit, and I, did my what do you call it, the
Appeal.
appeal. Thank you. Yeah, I drew a
Yeah.
blank.
Yeah.
Appeal,
That's
and
okay.
they
Bunny
put it
has
back up and
appeals like 7
knocked
times a
on
week,
wood.
so she's a
I know
pro at
all
it.
about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you both know, and so you lose accounts, and
Yeah.
it sucks. But
That I was surprised actually when I was going through your Instagram page. I actually found the live. That's what reminded me. I was like, "Holy shit, look at that. It's still there."
yeah,
And I
yeah,
was like, "How is that still there? I don't even have that page anymore." So I was like, "I don't know how that's even still alive right now because that account is long gone."
yeah,
That's cool that it's still there.
yeah. Still linked up. Yeah,
It's weird that it still worked. Maybe it wasn't on my account. Maybe it was on a different one or something. Maybe that's why it worked, but it was just strange. I was like, "Shit," because like you said, you lose everything. When you lose your account, it's all
yeah,
gone.
Yeah.
Any tags, anything that you've posted on other people's collaborated, it's all gone.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, so all those seeds, they're all just what that way everybody can see, what was going on with it, the different type of breeding
yeah,
stuff I
that's
talked
cool.
about.
So would you say that your
I-
Lebanese would be your favorite strain that you have right now?
I only because I haven't been able to look through a lot of it. Like I've grown it years even before, like when we've had the grow or whatever. Before that, I was growing it outdoors and checking plants and looking for stuff before we even got into the grow, right? Um, but I didn't have a really good look through any of the genetic or the gene pool. There's a couple different phenos that usually pop up, but it offers some unique colors and some really compact, uh, build to it. It has a really compact build. It's just short, squat, and it carries that over. It's very dominant. Like in each plant that it's been crossed with, that's the one thing. They stay super squat, and the coals just start stacking. It is what is considered a true like semi-auto where it wants to go into flower right away, but it's not necessarily full auto because you can continually to veg it, right? It's just that it just
Right. So
keeps
you
stacking.
have to flip it, but it just wants to flower. It's
Yeah,
just a plant
yeah,
that
and
just wants to be flowering.
yeah. So that's why I say, those they hold something interesting, and I'd like to really dig into them someday and find out what everything is in it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So for your breeding, I'm assuming it's regular seeds. Do you do any feminine seeds, anything
Yes,
like that, or is it something you want to or you do?
yeah, I do.
Yeah,
In
I'm
fact,
sure.
the red D Oaxacan
Perfect.
is feminized. Yeah.
Can't really see it, but
Uh,
they're films.
BC is feminized. That was one that was actually made for that is further along. That was probably an F6, and then it was feminized. Yeah,
Nice.
and I had regular seed. I have a lot of regular seed from like land race, or well, more like heirloom because land race, but it's heirloom type stuff.
And I
Yeah.
also think reg seeds are good for breeders
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you can just I don't want to say quickly, but with a little bit less work, you can make a whole pile of seeds. You know what I mean?
right.
Instead of taking this and
Yeah.
back crossing it, and doing all this stuff to get the female seeds, it's a little bit easier for you guys to just make a whole bunch of reg seeds so you got some inventory to work with.
Yeah,
And then you can take those ones and feminize and do this and
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I
Find your
think I'm not a
pheno and
breeder,
start working
but
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Yeah.
cool. That's cool. So do you have any that are regs now that you've never made fem that you would like to, or
Yeah. I have some Colombian that I have not feminized, but those are another one. I've only grown a few of those. Um, but those are something I'd like to look through and find something and then feminize it because I know a lot of people have grown those that have sent me pics and stuff. people that don't have like accounts or whatever, but a couple have.
Right.
And just monstrous plants. Those things are like 15, 20 feet tall, just ginormous, really
Dang.
robust plants. Yeah.
So it'd
And
be a good outdoor grow.
yeah, great outdoor plants. I'd love to make some feminized of those.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Nice. I was just gonna say something. Now I don't remember what the hell I was gonna say. That's okay. It'll come back to me. Or it won't.
Or not, man.
Or it won't. But yeah, that's cool. So how old were you when you first got into consuming allegedly?
Right around the 10-year-old mark.
Okay, you got me
um,
beat. You're one of the few. You're one of the few.
I do remember actually, I was younger than that. I was visiting my sister. She was in college. One of my eldest sisters. She was in college, and I had stayed with her over a weekend, and she had friends over, and they were smoking. Right. I was just chilling, watching TV or doing something. I think she had. Oh, no, I don't remember. Anyway, I was doing something, and I remember one of her friends saying, "Hey, we should get your little brother high." And I didn't know. I didn't know. Right. And I knew about the whole thing in a way, but I didn't know. And
Yeah.
she's like, "Well, yeah." She asked me, "Hey, you want to try this?" I'm like, "Okay." I didn't know. Like
Yeah.
a teen sister asking. But
Yeah.
anyway, so I had no clue. I took the pipe. They had a little pipe, and first thing I did, blew in it
Yeah. I,
everywhere, right? And
I think everybody that tried to pipe,
totally
anybody
clueless.
with their first time on a pipe or a bong, always. I think that's
Yeah,
happened to everybody.
I was probably like 7 or something like that. I don't remember. I was just like, I didn't know how it worked, and they're like, "No, no, that's not what you do." And then they didn't do any more after that with me. So I just went back to doing whatever. And then
You
then it
wasted it.
was
They
then it
weren't
was around
happy.
10. My brother was like, "Hey, I was sitting with him. He was like, you want some?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So that was
Nice.
my introduction
Yeah.
right there. Set
I
and
was
shoulder with him.
I was about 12. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, you were 12?" So you got me beat.
Yeah.
That's funny. I think you're the only one that's come on so far that's been earlier than 12 that I know of. That we've asked, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. I was 10. I'm pretty sure I was 10 years old.
That's funny. That's funny. And then you know what's funny now is I have a kid that's, well, I have two kids. The one's will be 26 and the other one's 13. And I could not in a million years picture my 13-year-old smoking weed. Just it's just not there, you know what I mean? Where when I was 12, it was a whole different world back then, and
Right. Yeah. I was just going to ask, do you think it's because of that? It's a different,
for sure.
different time for sure. Yeah.
Well, we actually had to leave the house to hang out with our buddies, where nowadays they can just go online and hang out with their
Yeah.
friends, and they actually
Right.
don't even have to be in person anymore to have
Yeah.
all the fun in the world, you know what I mean? And they're still hanging out with their buddies, so
Right. No phones. It was just go, and if they were there, you picked them up. Hey, let's go do this. And yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like we got in a lot more trouble back then than what the kids are nowadays. Now people are getting in trouble for like cyberbullying and stuff like that, where back then it was like kids getting beat up on the playground or you know.
Yeah. A lot of times too, though, even when that happened, it was usually the group that settled it too. Like, hey, that's enough, calm down. And a lot of times I remember like some of that happening, and we would still all get back together and go do whatever. You'd hate the
Absolutely.
other person for a little bit, but then you were okay with whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. You get it out of your system and your buddies again. That's what
Yeah.
happens.
Sometimes it gets taken a little too far now, I think, with the social media influence, how there's just so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird time. It's definitely a weird time. I even see like a big swing on social media all the time, like even with us, you know what I mean? Like it seems like there'll be a really good crowd of people for a long time, and then all of a sudden it's like it flips and it's a completely different crowd, and then all of a sudden it's like it flips back and then we got this awesome crowd again. Have you noticed that? Like it seems like it kind of flip-flops over the years.
Reality right now is whacked, if you ask me. There's a
I
lot of
Well
stuff
agree.
that
said.
just doesn't make
Well
sense
said.
sometimes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A lot of shit. Like yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
I
love
find
going
that
off on like
with
the conspiracy theories, right? Like the Mandela effect and stuff like that. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
you don't know what they're doing out there. Somebody messed up our universe.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, it's
Speaking of
crazy.
social media, you were growing before social media. What made you decide to start posting on social media and getting your stuff out there?
yeah. So like I was saying, it was actually my wife kind of convinced me of that when I had grown, like I said, for years. But I knew of some friends that knew I had, and one of them, uh, said, "Hey, they're gonna try to make this legal. Would you guys want to try to, get a license and make a business and see how it goes? And would you do the growing?" I was like, "Okay, yeah." So we talked
Sure.
about it. And we decided on it. Yeah. So we filed for a license, and we were like one of the last ones to get it before they cut it short because there was a bunch out there, right? So we had a license, and we went about doing all this, and that's when I went on the hunt for seeds. I started asking friends and family, and searching, anywhere I could to find what I could. And I really wanted the older stuff, that I knew about, and that's what I asked many older people I knew and growers, and some of them had it, so that's where some of it came from. Other was from seed banks that were out there, Um, so anyway, we got into that, and a lot went on with that during that time. And we were up and running and doing well. We were like the second smallest grow at the time, and but a lot happened. Life happened. Not all of us. We were not together on it. Partnerships.
Right.
You guys know how that goes. Partnerships. Take
Absolutely.
Yeah.
different turns. And my mother had fallen ill and then ended up passing at the time. So when we come back to it, it was like, let's just shut down because we're not. Our heads aren't in it. Our heads aren't in the game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Fair.
Yeah,
So
for
from
sure.
that, I had all this, in limbo with it. And my wife's like, hey, there's this thing called Instagram. You can post pictures of stuff you do on there because I still had it running, right? Just my personal part of it, personal grow. The legal side, they come out, they watch you destroy everything, that was in it. They come out, you have to like
Yeah.
bury it and just totally get rid of it. So they
Fuck.
visually come
That
out, check, sign it
that's
off.
like that's
Yeah,
like a
heart wrenching in
stake
a
in the
way.
heart. Totally.
A lot of genetics
Yeah.
gone. But yeah, so then that's kind of how I got to posting. I'm like, all right, well, I don't know, I'll post this plant I got outside growing. And then I had some in a greenhouse, that were like F8. I believe they were the F8 version that I grew. Some sativa lines. And I know they're not sativas now, people, but anyway,
Yeah.
sativas. And so I posted pictures of stuff I had. And then I posted a few pictures of the grow that we had from inside of it, some of the flower room. And then just started talking about, you know, what I was doing and the breeding where that came into play for that,
Nice.
right off, I knew we'd need, a lot to search through. So it was just making cross after cross after cross. I mean,
Yeah.
probably got like 100, you know, over cross, of cross plants, but quite a few stable, probably easily 40, 50, half anyway of like F1s that are fairly stable, but only maybe a handful, like 7 or 8 that are like a couple are inbred or IBL inbred lines, and then the others are like a F6 to F8
Yeah.
where they're
Cool.
fairly stable. Only a couple of those that have been worked.
Yeah.
But
When you
now I don't
first
have that big
started,
space to do any selecting, so it's
yeah,
just kind of showing what the possibilities are and what to do, what you can do.
absolutely. Yeah. When you first started posting on Instagram, was it like a weird thing for you being somebody that started growing in the 80s where
Hmm.
back then, I mean, you didn't tell anybody you were growing. You couldn't even
Right?
talk to your friends about it. You know what I
It
mean?
was
So
Yeah.
you
it
went
was a
from like
sketchy
being an
feeling.
old school grower to posting and showing the world what you're doing. Was that like a holy fuck,
Yeah,
what am I doing?
it was nerve wracking even to have the grow because federally it's still not legal, which is
Right.
something I would still worry about if I was in it. Some of these other people, I mentioned it to a few people, and I've wrote like some groups mentioning that they should be taking prior steps with the federal government to block anything that they might just drop on them, as a grow. And some, I got replies. Some just didn't reply at all back to me, which, whatever. But
No.
that is definitely a scary thing. You're just growing. You don't know what's going to happen. And
Yeah.
then to start showing it, it's like, well, it's still legal to a point, right? So, and I think at that point I was thinking, well, they got much bigger fish to fry than just me posting a few plants, and.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was sketchy. Um,
Because
they were
I'm
still
one of those people that like it's federally legal where we are, but I'm still one of those people that like if I smoke a joint in public, I'm still like
a little
what the fuck?
paranoid.
Oh,
Paranoid.
like
Yeah,
it's still a little weirded
Yeah,
out
for
by that, you know?
sure.
So it's like
yeah,
I still feel that sometimes. So it's always sometimes I think I'm like, what am I doing? Like what am I posting stuff on the internet like this for? But I mean, it is what it is. It's legal here, so I'm not overly
because we
worried.
deserve a space,
We
right?
do.
Exactly.
We do. I
We
mean,
absolutely
we
do.
all know that the plant is for the most part harmless. It's people that make it anything harmless, right? Or
Yeah.
a hazard or whatever. So it's. I don't agree with like the regulations and what the industry has already done and what they're doing now. It's just backfiring on them. They went in. I understand they needed a foothold and were playing, the government's game and everything like that, right? But quite honestly, there is no schedule as far as I'm concerned for the plant. The
Yeah.
plant is just the plant, you know.
Yeah, and it's funny, it's I shouldn't say it's funny, that's not the right choice of word, but it's strange for us in Canada, kinda sitting back and watching how it's all unfolding in the US right now with going from
Yeah.
Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 and all this talk about seed bans and all this crazy shit. We're
Yeah.
just like, "Well, what is happening right now?" Like,
Right.
it's federally legal in our country right now, and this is going on, like, footsteps away from us. Like,
Yeah.
this is
It's
crazy to me,
it's
like, it's
how corrupt things are over here. It's a lot,
yeah, it's
it's the
fucked
truth
up.
of it. Greed and corruption.
Yeah. To me, I think honestly, they just haven't found a way to really capitalize on it yet, because if
Yeah.
they could, then they would just it would be legal, and they would just be
Yeah.
capitalizing on it as much as possible, kinda like what they do here in Canada.
Yeah.
You know, they figured out a way to tax the shit out of it and collect all this money off of it, so they're making more money than anybody involved in the cannabis world. The government's the one making out, not the growers, not the dispos, not those people,
Yeah. Yeah.
the
Definitely not
government.
those. Yeah.
So,
There's no
if
there's
the
no
US
balance
could
in it.
figure out how to do that the same way, then I think they would probably say, "You know what? This is a great idea. We should legalize this because we're making a shitload of money right now."
Yeah, you would
But
think, but just not. Yeah, it's not how. So, there's so many groups too, and so much other influence, outside influence from other businesses. They don't want to lose money, so
yeah,
alcohol's a big one I see quite a bit lately.
yeah.
They're already losing like 5-10% of their market, and it's all due to cannabis. So
Yeah, and that's why they're upset. That's why they're
yeah,
trying to crush the cannabis industry is because the cannabis industry has come in, and now people don't wanna sit there and get drunk all day. They wanna smoke weed and chill.
right, yeah.
It's a
So
whole lot
yeah,
better
so they're
for you.
losing money. So
So,
yeah, they're going to send their lobbyists in and try to keep things messed up, right?
sure,
So
that's what big
clothing industry
corporations
with
do.
hemp, same thing. That's an age-old fight right there. Cotton and hemp have been at it forever.
Yeah,
Tycoons for cotton have always gone in, lobbied or rigged up the game against hemp, so hemp was taken out. We all know those stories. So
yep.
it's still
Yeah,
going on, still going on today.
it's crazy, like, even
Crazy.
going back this has nothing to do with cannabis, but I don't know if you guys have seen that show, like, Food That Made America, where they talk about, like, Coke versus Pepsi. And they show
I
like
haven't. No.
the corruption that was actually behind the competition. You know, Campbell's soup versus this kind of soup, and it's all these big corporation, McDonald's versus Burger King, like all these big corporations that were like at each other's throats, and they explain why this was made because it was in competition with this company at the time, so they had to come out with this, and that's how Sprite was made, and then 7 Up got made because it's flow. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah,
always,
yeah,
no matter what industry it is, there's always this bullshit between
yeah. Some,
companies
competition and variety is nice, but they get
to a
out of hand
certain
with it
point
because
for
they
sure.
can.
Yeah,
They got the money and power to do it. So, one
sure.
of the
Competition's
there's
good because it pushes you to want to go farther, to work harder, to be better. So competition is a good thing.
yeah, exactly,
But
yeah.
when you're shutting things down and people are getting hurt and, stuff like that,
Yeah,
then it
doing it at the
becomes
cost of others is not a good way to do things. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. When you're putting, families out of their home because now they have no jobs because this corporation just put this one under or whatever.
That
You
kind
hear
of
about
corruption is one of those things that's always bothered me. And I remember I had to relook this up. There was a commercial. I always tell everybody this little story about this commercial. It was an airline, American Airlines, I believe, uh, in like 86, 87. And I remember the commercial. I'm sitting there watching some TV, and this commercial comes on. It says, "We have save this amount of money by removing one olive from the salad on a plane," which they don't even do anymore, I don't think. We've removed this and we've saved this amount of money, right? And we're able to pass on the savings now to the people. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, that is not what you're saying. And I'm like thinking, am I the only one that's seeing this like this? Because what they are saying is gyp the people, all the industries. They basically put a message out to all the people: you can pull a little bit out, they're not going to notice or care because they didn't pass on the savings. We all know that didn't happen, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
And eventually all that whittled down, the prices went up, they compact you into a tin
sure.
can.
Well,
Yeah,
you look at everything. You go to the grocery store. Bags of chips are smaller nowadays. The bags are the
inflated
same
with air.
size. You know what I mean? The bags are the
Yeah,
same size, but there's less in there. Just the volume of everything has gone down. The price has gone up and the volume has gone down in everything.
yeah.
It's
So
absolutely
another
crazy.
little bit about me is most of my work history is in the food industry,
Okay.
just general food industry. So I've seen that, made products, and I've seen those changes happen. And there are times when I'm like, this is not right, right? You're adding
Yeah.
filler, and even if it was, some of it was the companies I work for, top of the line products, I mean, well known, but they were still like degrading their product by saving money by adding a filler or taking something out or taking a process step out to make things quicker, right? To improve the process of this, but it was actually degrading the product. But it is still, in a way, the best product still because others are doing it too. So it's very exciting to be part of that and still see it.
Yeah. But I mean, when it comes down to it, like you're there working, that's your job,
Yeah,
and you're just one of the guys there, and then you got all these guys way up here that make all the rules
Yeah.
and tell everybody
yeah,
how it's gonna be, right? So I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
it sucks, but and that's another thing too. You grow a lot of food as well. You grow
Yep,
lots of veggies and stuff like that. I noticed.
yep, correct. Yeah, we love our year-round garden if we can. A lot
Hell
of
yeah,
garden I do indoors as well. Try to keep some veggies around.
nice. That's cool. And you
Health.
do
Got to keep the health up,
most of
man.
your for sure. Well, without the health, what do you got? You got
Nothing.
nothing.
It's the number one. Yeah,
Mhm.
I had a health scare in the last couple of years, so yeah, a lot has changed for me, and that's part of one of the reasons I'm also, not growing as much or doing that kind of thing or making seed
Yeah,
for whatever, for the public or whatever.
yeah,
So yeah, there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
yeah. And that's one thing that a lot of people have to realize too. Like we're here, we're making posts and stuff like that, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people don't see. Like stuff from your personal life that just doesn't get put out there.
Right. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
you got to remember everybody here goes through shit, and it's life. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that like when people get mad at me because I haven't answered them or stuff like that, it's like, man, settle the fuck down. Settle down. Like I'm not here
Right. When you
24
have
hours
like
a day.
several
Calm down.
several thousand followers, probably sometimes your inbox is like full, and you're like, I'll get to it sometime here. Yeah.
Exactly. There was one time I literally picked up my phone and there was 999 notifications. It said 999 plus for Instagram, and I looked at that and I just shut my phone off and put it back down. I said, "Not today.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
today."
Yeah. Yep.
That was a long time ago. That hasn't happened in a long time, but it was one of those things I was like, "Fuck this.
Yeah, like you
No
say, you have
thank."
a day too. It's like, I'm just not feeling it today, man. I'll get to you later.
Exactly. I'm not
Yeah.
whether I'm not feeling good or I'm just not feeling social media today, sometimes you just need a minute away. You need a break. It's
Yeah.
like work. Sometimes you need to go on vacation. You need to get away from it for a few minutes and take a deep breath and regroup,
Yep.
you know? So, hell yeah. Is there anything that you want to grow that you haven't grown other than cannabis? Like, is there any like crazy fruit trees you want to grow or any vegetables or anything like that that you've never got the chance to?
I am really getting into the trees. We want to grow some orange trees, and I have never grown one. So yeah, yeah, definitely want to. We were looking at one of the nurseries
Nice.
nearby. Yeah, so we can get one of
Nice.
those planted. We first thing we did, we planted fruit trees on our new house. We purchased, the back lot. Hill faces south, gets sun pretty much year round. Luckily,
Beautiful.
because it's up just enough above the house. I mean, it gets shaded for a little bit, but it gets the sun. So we put in like plum, peach, cherry. Grew some lemons from seed. Um,
Nice.
got those
Lemon trees are
growing.
great.
So yeah, some different trees. But an orange tree, yeah, I've never grown an orange tree. So
Nice. Yeah, I've never grown any of what you just said except for the lemon. The lemon tree I have definitely done. We grew those from a grocery store seed. They never fruited. We had this thing for like 7 years. This thing never grew fruit.
yeah,
I don't know if there's a trick to it. I never did the research. We
might have
just kind
needed
of
a
planted it
pollinator.
and let it grow.
Yeah,
Yeah, we might have. I'm not sure how that all works, but the smell of this thing, man. Like you touch it just a
yeah,
little bit and it's like you just cracked a lemon open. That's what it's just fresh lemons all the time. It's so cool.
yeah. That green, even
Yeah.
the green, the stems, everything's just lemony. Yeah,
Everything. Like it was nuts. And honestly, to be honest with you, we don't really know if it was a lemon or a grapefruit or what it was because it never
yeah.
grew
It could have been
fruit, but we just
pollinated
had a
by
bunch of
whatever they
seeds that
used,
were.
or yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really know what it was, but we just knew it was a citrus tree of some kind, and it smelled absolutely amazing.
Some of these trees,
And
might not even like never see the fruits of that labor, right? I know we planted like a maple tree, like a syrup maple tree, and some other trees on our other properties. We were just starting to see the harvest of some of them before we had sold that property and moved. Um, but it's great to know that we put it in place for somebody hopefully to enjoy because,
exactly.
maybe they'll get into like maintaining themselves and keeping better and, starting a garden hopefully, or if not, then
Yeah.
maybe they'll at least use it to trade off with somebody or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I think anytime you get a chance to do something like that, I think it's neat.
Yeah. Some apples, like we got an apple tree. It's grafted with a couple different ones, but a lot like
Nice.
the stories of the apples trees you see along the roadsides was actually they were planted, for travelers, so they'd have something to eat along the way, right?
They'd stop along the way, yeah.
Yeah, and in our area, there's quite a few of them. I have not seen that. I've always heard the story, but not had seen it. But here in the area we're at in Oregon, they're literally out in back roads, long trees, and they're
Huh,
rows of trees. There's an apple tree, ends of driveways. Somebody planted a tree. So yeah,
it's cool. I don't know if I've actually seen that here. What about you, buddy? Apple trees on the side of
Uh,
the road for just kind of planted out by the road for passerbyers.
yeah,
no, what do you call those? The small apples there, the sour
The crab
ones.
the
apples.
crabby
Yeah,
apples.
crab
Yeah.
apples. You see that more often than actual apple trees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty surprising. We had seen a variety of them. Like, wow, I'm gonna go out and start collecting, seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Just
cool,
that's me,
actually.
you start grabbing seeds right away.
With the grafted one, did you guys do the grafting on it, or was that something that you had
No,
purchased like that?
we purchased that. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I
my
wasn't sure. Have you ever
father-in-law.
done any grafting
No,
of
I
your
helped my
own?
father-in-law. I was gonna say he has done quite a bit. He has quite a few fruit trees and pretty good sized yard. And I help him. He loves showing it, so he goes out and shows me how to do it and
That's
stuff.
so cool.
So yeah, it's cool to
I
go out and
I think that's neat. I want to try with a cannabis plant. I saw a dude, he did like 5 or 6 different strains in one plant, which was super cool. And that
yeah.
was a YouTube video I saw years ago, like probably 5, 6 years ago. I saw this, and I've never seen anything like that since then. And then I saw Preston Bjornson had one, and he had bought the clone or the plant from somebody, and it had already been grafted, and there each branch was labeled differently, and there was like 5 or 6 different strains on this one plant. It's like,
Yeah,
fuck,
right
that is
on.
so cool. And each branch will grow a different strain, like it stays true
Yep.
to its
Yeah. That's cool.
form, or
Yeah, I've never
its
done it, but
genetics.
yeah.
I think it's really neat to see. I've never done it before either, but I think it's like it's fucking crazy. Good land in Norland grow. Excellent in Canada, easily 100 pounds of apples pure. 13-year-old trees grafted. Huh, cool. Now they actually have like grafting scissors that you can buy where
Yeah,
they
right.
cut
Seen those. They got
certain
the
shapes so they like fit together like a puzzle.
right.
It's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
want to try grafting someday. I want to get a couple plants together that have like nice branches on there, and
This is why
see
we
what
do it.
happens.
The cultivation world is just awesome. It's amazing. And even like the automated grafting, like you see like where they're doing melons and it goes through a little robotic arm, clips off the top, goes to the next one, it masks it, and sends it down the line. It fills a whole tray. It's like, holy
Yeah,
shit. It's
yeah, it's
some
pretty
wicked
cool.
technology right now.
Yeah, it's neat. It's really neat. Um, I noticed a couple weeks ago you had put a post out about your bongs, and you were selling off the last of the ones that you had left.
Yes.
Did you liquidate everything? Did you get rid of everything, or do you still have some of those left in
I
stock
kept a couple
for
just in
yourself for
case.
sure?
Yeah, but I have told everybody they're sold out. So
Nice.
yeah, you are welcome to one if you guys would like one. Have it.
I
Definitely, I will get
I,
them
th- I
on the
think I
way.
may I think I may have to purchase one for sure.
Don't worry about purchasing.
Absolutely,
I will send it on the way.
that'd be
I'll
dope.
get your
That'd
info.
be
Just
super
DM
cool.
me. I'll get your info and we'll get it on the way.
That would be super cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But
Yeah.
yeah,
This is
it
why
was.
I kept a couple just in case.
Yeah, you never know. You never know for sure. Yeah, we're getting our GCN store set up. We've been saying that for a long time, but it's in the works. So we'll have some stuff out there as well eventually, but
Right
we're
on. Get your
taking our
gear
time.
going. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have stuff that we've made, and we did have a store, and the store didn't really work out very well, and it was kind of more of a pain in the ass than anything because we were
Yeah.
getting like shipping was taking a month, and like
Oh
it's just
cow. Yeah.
unnecessary, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's tough, but
Yeah. I
but
handle
you do
most of
you do
it.
all that yourself, right?
Yeah. Well, the wife helps me, but yeah. And the shipping, I usually try to make sure that even if it costs more, I know what it's like to have to be waiting on something,
Yeah.
and so I will actually pay the extra to try to get it there at least within a week. So a lot of people
Yeah,
don't understand, the cost that goes into that. But
it's crazy, man. There's been
yeah,
times where you're like, okay, I don't mind sending out a package, and then
yeah,
the
it's
next
like, oh,
time
I
it's
didn't
like
make
now
any money on
I
this
got
one. In fact, I'm
12
going in debt.
packages. Yeah, I got 12 packages to send today, and 6 of them are going to another country. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Now you've just dropped
Canada
200
though,
bucks on shipping, and it's like, fuck.
your customs it takes a while sometimes. I had one held up for like I think it was 7 weeks or something.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
for a little
that's
bit.
not necessarily the sender's fault. You know what I mean? That's just the
Yeah.
bullshit
No,
out of the
not at
border.
all.
But I
Yeah.
do I have sent stuff up there before, and I'm like, hey, just so sometimes it takes a while. It's usually on average though, only about a extra week, the normal.
Yeah.
But yeah, some stuff
I
has been held up quite a bit.
If I remember correctly, like you sent me this, the hoodie and some seeds, and from the time that you said it was shipped to the time I got it, I don't think it was much more than a week.
Yeah.
And that's across the border to Canada. So I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got lucky. Went right through. Got lucky. Yeah.
I don't knock on wood, I haven't had many problems with it, but I mean, who knows with everything going on nowadays, who knows how well they're checking packages and
Yeah, I
You know
sent one
what?
recently. I think it was only 2 weeks. So
That's not too bad.
It's not
yeah,
bad,
yeah.
That's
no.
not too bad at all. Nice. That's cool. So do you actually you had those bongs made, or did you? Because there, it's like that's not a
It's
sticker on there. That's
no,
actually on
it's
the glass.
a nail baked on basically at 1,000 degrees or whatever when they cool them down.
Nice.
Yeah, that's I had to order a batch, large number in order to keep costs down and for them to order, to ship to make them.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I did end up either getting rid of most of them. So
Nice.
like I said, I only had those ones left, the 15, like about 20, but I said I had 15 that I was willing to get rid of, and then I kept 5 just in case. Like
Yeah.
this, appreciate you guys having me on. So heck yeah, I'll be glad to send
Oh
you.
no, man. We appreciate you. It was pretty short notice. Like it's not like we were like, hey, you want to come on in 3 months?
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that's fine.
most of the time, we usually book pretty far ahead, but we didn't book very many people up to the end of the year. We kind of just like once we took a break for sure. Is what happened. We went on fucking holidays,
Right on.
and
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like you talked about, you have to do it. But it's cool. Thank you for
Yeah.
letting me be your first of the year too. So
Of
yes,
that's pretty
course.
yes,
awesome.
it's always a good one the first of the year. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it's cool because you're a community guy. You've been in the community for a long time. Almost everybody knows who you are. So people can come in here and they can shoot the shit and it's a comfortable interview, you know what I mean? It's like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. You get to go and just kind of shoot the shit, talk about cannabis and fucking hang out with the homies.
Right. Yeah, I
So
never know like what I'm gonna talk about. I'm like nervous as hell all the time until I get in.
you never
I don't
you
know what I'm
never
gonna say.
really
I don't have
do.
anything growing. I don't.
The only time I've ever known what I was gonna talk about is with Mr. Grow It. That's it.
Pre-stage some questions just in case. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
of
that
them.
dude's awesome.
Everything's pre-done and you're ready to rock. When you go in there, you know exactly how it's gonna go. And then, but every other show I've ever done is just yeah, just show up at this time and we'll just fucking chat.
Wing it.
Yeah, and those are the best conversations, the organic ones, the ones that just come. You know what I mean? You go through
Right.
the questions that are when did you start? How did you get into it? That type of stuff, and then it just everything kind of goes from there, and you end up talking about whatever you talk about.
Yeah.
Those are
Autos.
the
I
best
was doing some work with
conversations.
autos. I probably won't finish those, but I had one before this last one I grew that was actually personal grow gone bad. Right, that one sucked. Things don't always go right with breeding projects,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
could not get the plants to reverse. And I even took the precaution. I only had 3 seeds. I took the precaution staging them out. Right, so I know if something happened to the first one, I'd be able to do the second one. And I could not get the freaking plants to reverse. And I don't know why.
Hmm.
They did, but it was like hella late. And I had done them early. I thought, well, maybe the silver was bad or, had been setting. Or so I
Mhm.
new silver resprayed. And I brought the plant to toxicity, which, if anybody's seen this, a plant looks like it's over nitrogenated. It's just green, dark green, starts to burn. And I brought to that point and it should have flipped. It didn't, and
Hmm.
by the time it was like already later flower, they started popping. And I'm like, well, I'm getting something, hopefully, And it
Yeah.
went, I left those for as long as possible, as long as they would go. I kept trying to keep up on the feed, fresh feed. And they were like 130, 140 days. I let them go, which is way over what they were.
That's
I was just
crazy.
trying to get any seed out of it, that would.
Yeah.
And they were
Yeah.
developing, but they just didn't fully develop. It was so
Super
disappointing. It
slow.
was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh. Have you ever had that happen before? Like, have you ever run into problems with things not?
Never. And I've done other projects with other people, breeding projects. A buddy of mine, he actually had some stuff that we saved for him and made some crosses and then found some stuff he wanted to run. We made some like stuff he wanted to press. So we worked towards that. So never had happened. This time when I needed it to work, it just went to shit. I felt
Work?
so
Huh.
bad because, there aren't any more of those seeds as far as we know. So
Yeah.
Of
That's
course.
crazy. Is there anybody out there that you want to work with? Like, dead or alive, is there somebody out there that you would love to collaborate with on making genetics?
Making. Wow. I don't know about making, but Ed Rosenthal would be an awesome
Yeah,
mate. And just that would be hella cool. Someone like
yeah,
him.
yeah,
Somebody's been there forever in the industry, working towards it.
yeah.
Helping do what we get to do today. So
So I have a funny story about Ed Rosenthal. I met Ed Rosenthal, and you know how they say like don't meet your heroes because they're not going to be the same as what you want them
right,
to
what you
be.
got? Imagine, yeah, you got this picture of him. It turned out that
So
way.
he's sitting at a table with Mila Jensen, the hash queen. Okay. People are going up. He's signing pictures. He's signing books. He's signing shirts. He's signing whatever you're giving him. And he's talking to people. And I don't know if he just didn't like my face or what it was, but I went up and, shook his hand and everything. Bunny and I both met him, kind of talked to him for a second. And I had our slaps. That's all I had with us. I didn't have his book. I didn't have any of that. We didn't even know he was supposed to be there. It wasn't listed that he was even going to be there. So I had my Jorge Cervantes book because I knew he was going to be there. Didn't know that Ed Rosenthal was going to be there. So all we had was our slaps. He signed one of them. And then he picked them up and he handed them back to me and he goes, "When you go buy a book, I'll give you an autograph. Have a good day." I was like, motherfucker.
Rude dude.
But I was like, you know what? Whatever. It's Ed Rosenthal. I'll take it. I fucking met him. But yeah, we managed to get one signed. We were trying to get three of them signed. And he just
Not
he
cool,
just
Ed.
wouldn't he
If
just
you ever
wouldn't
see
do it.
this,
He
not
just
cool.
wouldn't do it. He did everybody else. Like I watched him do everybody before us. I watched him do everybody after us. It was just us. I don't know what it was with us, but
Didn't
he
like your
wasn't.
vibe, but
I guess not. And like we literally just walked from we were 10 feet away with Jorge, and we literally walked from him to Ed Rosenthal. And we just had the absolute best conversation with Jorge. He signed our book, he signed a bunch of other stuff
yeah,
for
that
us,
guy is awesome. He seems kind of wily. He would
Mhm.
be he would be
Exchanged
cool
Amazing.
to
phone
meet too.
numbers, like, we have each other's phone numbers, you know what I
That's
mean? Like,
awesome.
it's pretty wild, and then to go to Ed Rosenthal and have that happen, I was like, "Man, fuck." But still cool. Still cool.
Yeah, I've got to meet a few heroes. I don't know if you know who Gene Winfield is. Auto guy, right?
I don't know if I
Uh,
know that name or not.
okay, well, so I'm actually kind of a gearhead. I've built cars from ground up. That's something I used to have posted on my other page that I had sent you, but I constantly be asked, hey, are you doing cars? Do you do this? I'm like, no, I'm not. So I
Yeah.
just took them all down. I got tired of being asked.
That's where I
Um,
noticed all your, like, vegetable pictures and stuff like that was on there.
yeah, on that, yeah. So, but I got to meet him. He was like, he's huge in the car industry, just been around forever. Like Jorge Cervantes would be for us, right?
Yeah.
He helped productions on Star Trek, and original stuff like that. Just amazing auto builds. And we met him, and he's like, "Oh, hey, can I get a pic with you, a selfie, or get an autograph?" Dude was so cool. He's like, "Oh yeah, come on back here with me." And he's like,
Yeah.
hugging me, taking the
Yeah.
pictures, opened up his whole life, started talking about stuff. It was so cool. Yeah, it's awesome,
That is cool. That's nice when that happens. And
right?
that's how it
Yeah.
was with everybody else, eh, Bunny? That whole week that we were there, the whole few days that we were there, that's how every other person was.
Like how you would expect. Come on, Ed. What's up,
Right.
man?
Right. But you know what? Tommy Chong was there as well, and he was up on stage doing his thing, and even he was
Yeah.
talking shit about Ed Rosenthal. Ed was sitting in the front row, and he's looking at him. He's like, "Come on, Ed, I'm up here. I'm up here, buddy. Pay attention. You're sleeping over there, Ed. What are you doing?"
Yeah, he's up there too. So
It was
I
funny.
I I,
It was
I
funny.
still think that would be cool to if
It was super
Oh,
if it
it
cool.
worked out.
It
was.
was super cool.
Yes.
E even if he was a jerk to me, it was still cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
Mhm.
are we are at the end of the hour.
Wow.
Goes
Yes,
by in
we
a big
are.
hurry. especially when you haven't done it in 3 weeks. It goes by even faster. That is crazy. But yeah, man, we appreciate you spending your time with us tonight. I
Thank
know
you as well, very much.
I know
Buddy,
lives
it's
aren't
great to finally get to
necessarily
kind of meet, talk over a video. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I know lives aren't necessarily what you normally do. Hey, enough.
Mm.
You you're more of a post kind of guy. I know you haven't been live a whole lot, so
Yeah.
I know you were a
I've
little unsure about it,
never
but
gone live on my own page. Like never. Just never have. I
that's
like being
crazy.
behind the scene, just do my thing, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, when you asked, I was like, oh, I can't not.
yeah.
You know, I can't say no. You know, there's no way. I
And we
won't.
appreciate that. Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
No,
you.
we honestly, I love seeing what you're doing. You've always been a positive person in the community. You never see you involved in the bullshit that goes on in the community. You always just kind of step yourself back. I've never really seen any of that coming from you. And that's pretty awesome to see because even most of the people that you don't normally see that coming from, you see it once in a while. You know what I mean? Like everybody has their breaking point, but I've never really seen it with you. You've always been positive. You've always been kind of a household name in the community. You know, everybody, a
Well,
lot of
thanks. I
people are growing
appreciate
your
that.
genetics, and I see
Yes.
your clothes all the time. There's always a lot of people out there, like Dirty Fun Guy. I see him rocking your stuff all the time, and so
Yeah, I've been very fortunate
it's
with
cool
great
having you.
support. You know, thanks everybody that has. You know, since I'm on here. Thank you guys. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's
That's what the
Sure.
awesome.
community
It's
is
awesome.
all about. You're
Yeah,
sharing with people and they're sharing information with you, which is in trade basically, you know, so that's pretty awesome.
yeah.
So, but yeah, man, we appreciate you coming up and hanging out with us for the hour and we'll have to get you back one night, maybe we'll get you up on a Friday night to show your mini bucket.
All right. Yeah, we could probably do that. Yeah, definitely
Hell
get
yeah.
it further
Yeah, that
along
would be
here.
cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'm thinking about actually joining that. Muskoka said that there's still time if I want to.
There's always time.
So he said, as long as you're done by April 20th, you can join. So, okay.
Right? Yeah, that's plenty of time.
So,
A couple weeks.
and honestly, I think I'm actually entering, well, not entering, but I think I'm going to use the Red Diesel walk-in for that.
Right on. Excellent.
So be neat. But other than that, thank you so much for coming on, and we will talk soon, sir.
All right. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you so much.
Yep.
Have yourself a good
Have
night
a
and
great
enjoy the
night.
rest of your
Good
week.
night, everyone.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
This is a great episode. Yeah. Great
It's been a
way to
long time
start
since I
2026.
Hell yeah. It's been a long time since I got to chop it up with him. He's cool. It's always fun,
Yes.
for
So
sure.
since we brought up the mini bucket, who do we have
Hmm.
next week coming on?
Well, I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but next week we actually have the Muskoka grower coming on.
We do. So
So,
you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for that episode.
yes, yes, absolutely. And yes, Sly says Defiant is my brother. That's one thing I
So
actually
yeah,
saw when I was looking through Defiant's stuff on his pages and stuff like that. There was Sly and Defiant have actually hung out in person. There's
that's
pictures
awesome.
on their Instagram pages of them hanging out. So it's cool. Never seen Garden Cultivation Network. My dad told me to check it out. Oh, cool. Who's your dad?
Awesome.
That's
Welcome.
dope. And yeah, definitely welcome. Friday nights are come show your grow. So if you got a grow set up or you just want to look at grows, stop in 9 o'clock till 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're showing gardens from the community. So
Yes. So until then, we will see you all on Friday, unless you have something else to add.
I don't think I do. Off the top of my head, I don't
Okay.
think not a lot has happened this year yet, so I don't have much to talk about yet. I'm just blocking out last year and we're moving forward. So
That's right.
last year is gone. This year is here. We're moving forward. So Friday. Friday, I'll come with a whole
See
shitload
you
to
there.
talk about. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And come join us Friday. And peace out.
Yes, have a great night.